Hold up.
Every day I wake up. Wake your ass up.
The Breakfast Club.
Y'all finished or y'all done?
We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Start off with some quick sports now. Football season is back. Drop a bomb, thank God. Now, the Philadelphia Eagles will be taking on the Dallas Cowboys tonight, so the Cowboys will get their first loss quickly. And the game will happen tonight at 8:20 p.m. Eastern Time on NBC. I'm excited about that. What's up, Mimi?
What's up, y'all? Good morning. There's so much to unpack. We're going to start on Capitol Hill, where survivors of the Jeffrey Epstein abuse, they are putting pressure on Congress to release thousands of pages of federal files that remain sealed. Now, at an emotional press conference on Wednesday, survivors stood alongside Representative Ro Khanna and Thomas Massie, as well as Marjorie Taylor Greene, demanding full transparency and accusing leaders of protecting powerful people connected to Epstein's network. Now, we're going to hear from two survivors this morning. The first voice that you're going to hear is that of Shantae Davies, who says Epstein bragged about his relationship with influential figures. And then the second voice you're going to hear is that of Lisa Phillips. And she says survivors are now going to take matters into their own hands. Let's hear what they had to say.
In 2002, I was living in California, a young woman with high aspirations of becoming an actress. I was already beginning to make a name for myself in the industry. A person I trusted, someone I thought was a friend, invited me to meet a powerful woman who could help advance my career. That woman happened to be Ghislaine Maxwell. I was asked to give her a massage, though I had almost no experience, and when I did, she praised me and promised introductions to someone enormously powerful, someone who could change the course of my life, and that man was Jeffrey Epstein. I was just one of the many young women trapped in his orbit. I was even taken on a trip to Africa with former President Bill Clinton and other notable figures. In those moments, I realized how powerless I was. If I spoke out, who would believe me? He bragged about his powerful friends, including our current president, Donald Trump. It was his biggest brag, actually.
In the year 2000, I was taken to Jeffrey Epstein's island while on a photo shoot on a nearby island. Who I saw and what I experienced there was a glimpse into a very dark and disturbing world. For years after, I tried to avoid Jeffrey, but he had introduced me to Katie Ford, the owner of the Ford modeling agency. Epstein's reach went to the very top of fashion, arts, and entertainment. So I stand here today for every woman who has been silenced, exploited, and dismissed. And also, I would like to announce here today, us Epstein survivors have been discussing creating our own list. We know the names. Many of us were abused by them. Now, together as survivors, we will confidentially compile the names we all know.
I mean, I think that's amazing. I think what's sad is, you know, he killed himself. Well, he died in jail in 2019. It's been a long time. I don't think those files are going to come out until after Trump gets out of office. Yeah. But I still think we still need to keep pressure on him to make sure that we can possibly get those names out. And I love the fact that they're like, you know what? We'll give our own detailed list of who we seen, what went down, and I would love, I guess, a more in-depth documentary. We've seen a zillion and one documentaries, but documentaries from the actual survivors that can explain what happened, where, when, where they went, what figures were there, who was involved, who pressured them, and all that. I mean, I would love to see that.
But I am with you. I think it won't come out. It probably more than likely won't come out until after he's out of office.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's too many powerful people on that list. And so GOP lawmakers are kind of pushing back. Even Trump is pushing back a little bit on that, releasing that. And so yesterday, reporters asked President Trump in the Oval Office about the Epstein files, and this is what he had to say.
So this is a Democrat hoax that never ends. You know, it reminds me a little of the Kennedy situation. We gave him everything over and over again, more and more and more, and nobody's ever satisfied. From what I understand, I could check, but from what I understand, thousands of pages of documents have been given. But it's really a Democrat hoax because they're trying to get people to talk about something that's totally irrelevant to the success that we've had as a nation since I've been president. I think we're probably having, according to what I read, even from two people in this room, we're having the most successful 8 months of any president ever. And that's what I want to talk about. That's what we should be talking about, not the Epstein hoax.
Yeah, it seems crazy. You know, he wants to talk about the lack of success or success that he's been having. But what about this list? What about the list that you promised that you were going to put out? What about the list that was on the desk that, you know, they were looking at it when they were going to release? People want to see it, man. They're tired of, seems like you're hiding something. And show, if you're not hiding it, show it.
Yeah. Yeah. So for now, we'll just see what will happen. Survivors say they're going to keep fighting. And so this is just going to put a showdown together between lawmakers, survivors, and the White House to see what is going to happen. So we'll keep following that. And coming up at 7, we're going to talk about password sharing. We'll tell you what major company is starting to crack down on that.
All right. And everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. Again, 800-585-1051. Get it off your chest. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get back in some front page news. Now, NFL, some sports right fast. The Eagles take on the Cowboys tonight. NFL season begins at 8:20 Eastern time on NBC. All right? I don't care which one of those teams win. Well, actually, I just don't want the Cowboys to win. But then again, I don't want the Eagles to win. But
so indecisive.
I don't care.
Damn.
Anyway, what's up, Mimi?
What's up, y'all? All right, well, we're going to start with Harvard University. They just scored a major win in its fight against the Trump administration. So a federal judge ruled on Wednesday that the White House wrongfully froze more than $2 billion in federal research funding for the school. Now, the research funding, this whole fight started earlier this year when the administration claimed it was targeting Harvard over anti-Semitic incidents on campus. In her ruling, the judge rejected that argument, saying the administration used anti-Semitism as a smokescreen for targeted and motivated assault on one of the country's leading universities. Now, Harvard sued after the funding was cut. They argued that the move was retaliation meant to punish the school for defending its academic freedom. The judge agreed, saying the cuts violated Harvard's First Amendment and put the critical research at risk. And so some of the critical research that was at risk was veterans' mental health, ALS, NASA moon radiation experiments, and emerging biological threats. Now, Wednesday's ruling, it restores all that research money, but the fight isn't over. The White House says it will appeal. Harvard's president called the decision a victory for academic freedom, but admitted the legal battle is far from over. This case could set an important precedent as other universities like Columbia, Brown, and UCLA are all facing similar funding disputes with the administration. And so we're going to move over to Florida, where the Surgeon General there, Dr. Joseph Lobito, announced Wednesday that the state will roll back vaccine requirements, including school immunization rules that have been in place for over a decade. Now, the state health department will immediately end mandates. It can change on its own, but the lawmakers are expected to take up legislation to do the rest. Now, Florida says the decision about this, Dr. Lapido, I think is how you say his name, Dr. Lapido says that this is about personal freedom and giving families the right to choose. Let's listen to what he had to say.
The Florida Department of Health, in partnership with the governor, is going to be working to end all vaccine mandates in Florida law. All of them. All of them. Every last one of them. Every last one of them is wrong and drips with disdain and slavery. Who am I as a government or anyone else, or who am I as a man standing here now to tell you what you should put in your body?
I wonder how that works with certain vaccines, right? Because they say the reason that they have vaccines, especially for kids in school, is because they don't want the resurgence of preventable diseases. Like they were even saying that, smallpox was pretty much, they haven't seen a case since 1977, and polio has damn near been eliminated globally. But they're saying with a ban on those vaccines, that a lot of these diseases that are preventable, that our kids can actually die from, they can possibly come back and kill our kids. So I'm curious
crazy.
When you read both sides of it, how it works out,
Yeah, and in Texas, there was that measles outbreak, and children died from it because they weren't getting the vaccine there. So there's a lot of implications to this if you don't get the vaccines. And so this
was
announcement.
That recent? Was that recent, Mimi? That Texas?
Yeah, that was recent. That was just literally like a couple months ago.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. So it's still going on. And so, we talked about this earlier this week where there's this whole pushback against vaccines. And so this is coming as the time where the country is fighting vaccines nationwide. On Wednesday, California, Oregon, and Washington, they launched their own public health alliance to give residents credible information on vaccine safety, because there's growing concern about the government shifting guidelines after the firing of the CDC director and the resignation of several top scientists. So we'll see what happens. But pediatrician health experts, they're warning that, like you guys were saying, this move could increase the risk of disease outbreaks in schools and communities, especially as vaccine rates decline. These rules have been in place since the 1980s. And so, it's very dangerous to kind of do this without regulation and everybody on board. So we'll see what's happening. And so switching gears a little bit, we want to talk a little bit about, and I have a question for you guys. How many people in your family, in your household, are using your Amazon Prime accounts, or outside your household are using your Amazon Prime accounts?
Not outside of my Amazon. I mean, not outside my house, but inside my house, everybody, like my son, of course, and my little sister. Yeah, but Netflix, girl, that's a different story. The whole damn Moore family has my Netflix.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's the password?
Shut up.
But yeah, now Amazon for me, like my daughter has Amazon Prime. I don't, but it's my credit card, so I pretty much do. So when I have to order something, I just tell her to order it, because she be like, I'll order it, Dad. But yeah, everybody uses.
What's going on with it, Mimi?
Well, because listen, if you have Amazon Prime and you have lent your password to people who are outside of your household, Amazon is about to shut that down, because the company just announced that it's ending its invitee program on October 1st. So that's the feature that lets you share 2-day shipping with friends and family who don't live with you. So
I didn't even know that was the thing.
I didn't either, to be honest with you. Okay. I was like, I could have had someone else's account, but
look, and then they said, before all y'all niggas find out, we taking it away. So yeah, we done.
Right, exactly. So they said they're going to start emailing customers about this on September 5th. So expect notifications if you've been using someone else's account. Amazon says it's shifting people toward its Amazon Family plan, which still lets you share Amazon Prime perks like shipping and streaming, but only if you live under the same roof. So sales were down, and so Amazon is trying to figure out how to recoup some of that money. So check out that email. If it comes to you, you'll soon have to get your own account. So yeah, y'all, we'll see what happens with that. And that's your front page news. I'm Mimi Brown. Follow me on social at Mimi Brown TV. And for more coverage, follow the Black Information Network or download the free iHeartRadio app and visit BINnews.com.
All right. Thank you, Mimi.
Thanks, Mimi.
Hold up. Every day I wake up. Wake your ass up. The Breakfast Club.
Y'all finished or y'all done?